You know, just because you are a bad guy does not mean that you are bad guy, as said by our main man Zangief. It holds true in this latest episode of My Hero Academia. We have some bad guys back and here to help. We got Brava, we got Gentle Criminal, and even Lady Nagant are back and able to help out in this very small moment, I will have to say. I love it when they bring callbacks, whether if you want to say that whole moment with Deku and Gentle Criminal, that whole arc was a side story type deal. The fact that they're here now holds true that they were very important to the story at one point, and they're even more important now because they were able to help keep everyone alive when they are needed most. Before we get into more details of that, make sure you guys like the video, make sure you guys are subscribed, and like I said before, you're more than welcome to join onto our Patreon because it is now up and running with reactions, especially to this episode here, and soon we're going to be having some videos from some unedited gameplay there shortly. Let us get back to the criminals and their vindication. So here it is, Brava. We'll start with her first. Now, before I get started, for those that do not know, right now, as you can see in this picture right here, Brava's 22 years old. So for anyone that thinks she might be underage, she's not. She's just, you know, lolly looking. But anyway, she really helped out the most with the hacking skills, able to find out where the Liberation Front is hiding. And she's able to use her quirk, which is where she's able to buff somebody as long as she loves them. And the more intense her love is, she gives an even bigger boost to that person. In this case, Gentle Criminal, which when he was using his quirk in order to stop UA school from falling, he was able to do all of that because of how buffed he was by her. All those heart effects and the pink effects and stuff, to me, they're way stronger than they were when Deku was fighting Gentle Criminal ages ago. Brava is able to do everything. She's over there hacking. She's like, yeah, I'm piecing together their program to make it levitate again. And she's like, yeah, it's scrapped, so I'm just rewriting a new one just right now. Like, okay, sure, you could do that in a few seconds, as well as giving her buff to Gentle so then that way he can keep it afloat. And Gentle, in this moment in time, he did a very good job as far as being able to hold things up. And I love how when they got to Deku and it's like, yeah, right now there's the air is elastic. Yeah, the air is helping us keep things afloat. And Deku's like, I know who that is. And of course they're all like teary-eyed as if they're looking at each other, which they're not, because Deku is surrounded by ground. So him looking down, he's not looking down at Gentle, even though the images made it look like they were looking at each other. It's like, okay, sure, whatever. But last but not least, we gotta really talk about Lady Nagant. I am happy she's there, but she suffered probably the most. If you actually look at her and her scene, this girl is really beat up. Like, look at her. She's bandaged all over. It's like she just came from the hospital herself, which, if you remember, she exploded. So she had a lot of scars and a lot of like cracks all over her. And it looks like she actually has scars on her face from, I guess, when she exploded as well. So it doesn't surprise me that she, above all else, looks the most unready, because she probably just came from the hospital, seeing as how it wasn't that long ago between her fight and Deku. Thankfully, she was able to snipe and literally take Shigaraki's hand away, just blow it away. Now, granted, he just grow another one, seeing as how he's been growing hands and throwing hands this whole time. So yeah, if she's able to slow him down, that's great, because otherwise he's gonna use his quirk and destroy everything and everyone. That was, I guess, their backup plan. Like, hey, if he gets his quirk, for some reason we're not able to like look at him, just blow him away. We already know how skilled she is at sniping from long distances, because she's not even close. Like, they're over water, over the ocean, and she's over there in the city on top of rooftop. She still got it. But let us not lose sight of the overarching battle and war that is happening here. Yes, it was great to have these previous criminals show up and you're like, yeah, good job, guys. You solved one little problem. Here it is. Okay, yeah, they stopped UA from falling, sniped Shigaraki's hand, so he's not able to use his quirk right now. Cool, that's awesome. Yay, you know, we're so excited. But we're forgetting there's still a huge problem happening. Twice is still on the move. Sadman's death parade is still marching on, and even in bigger numbers than ever before. Heroes are dying from, not even really from fighting, but just being crushed. And then you still have Dabi, which if you look real carefully, Dabi has his flames like circling the whole area. So it stops anyone from trying to escape. Can't even know how intense those flames are. So the heroes are probably not even getting close to the flame and still getting burned and having issues. Then we have All For One over there, who's like, oh, which was nice that All For One clarified something that I saw online people were wondering about, how Kurogiri's warp gate versus the sludge warp that was happening, like the differences between the two, how one was better than the other. So he makes that little side comment, but he's like, hey, you know what? I'll join into the chaos. Here it is, Hawks has to stop him. So we have All For One, who's like, you know what? I'm tired of watching everything happening. Let me get in there. He puts up just a shield and it makes Hawks like he's bleeding from his forehead. So Hawks has a battle there. Endeavor has to fight his son, who Endeavor's like missing an arm, missing part of his torso. So he's not 100% and he's over there fighting Twice clones, but then has to fight Dabi. We have Twice clones that are coming to UA and of course had stopped them from being able to erase Shigaraki's quirk. And all those Twice clones are getting bigger and bigger to where they have to deal with them. I'm surprised like people that do AoE attacks like President Mike or any of the electrifying people, and even the guys that were in the Blackhawks, they were over like, oh man, we can shoot the Twice clones, but we'll hit the heroes. So it comes to be like, yeah, we might be able to do some AoE attacks, thin the numbers of all these clones, but they're gonna hit our allies, which at some point is gonna be like, oh well, like especially the electricity guys. How many times have we seen gags of people being electrocuted in this show? You're gonna tell me now it's a problem trying to electrocute the clones because maybe some of the other heroes are inside the clones being smothered? Yeah, just electrocute them, they'll be fine. We've seen it so many times before, just do it. So overall, there's still a lot happening here. And yes, it was great that we got to see such momentous abilities and characters come back into the show and actually mean a difference. If you remember at the beginning of the episode, the hot weather forecaster from America is narrating if a butterfly bats its wings in Brazil, does it create a tornado in Texas, and how one person can make a big difference. In this case, it was just a prelude to the fact that these old characters back and maybe they will make a difference in the long run. But right now, the heroes are still losing. They got a little victory in a battle, but the war is still going on and they're not done. Villains are currently winning on multiple fronts. And, you know, something has to change here. Something has had to happen. Somebody has to do something, manifest some new power or something, because right now, things aren't looking good. Overall, this is a great episode and really not much more I can say about it. I will have to say that it was really exciting and, you know, had a really good feel-good moment, especially with the hacking, you know, the dancing cats, you know, all that was cute, funny, and nice, but we still have problems. So overall, I'm looking forward to yet another great episode next week because this one was still a very good episode. Like My Hero Academia is just knocking home runs out of the park every week. And I can't wait for more. I'm literally not reading the manga because I want to be surprised and seeing what each episode brings, because these are very momentous occasions that I'm just like dumbfounded that they're happening. So tell me what you guys think in the comments down below. Great episode, great moments, like I said, but please share your thoughts and make sure you guys like the video. Make sure you guys are subscribed because like I said, there is gonna be some great anime coming out in just a few weeks time, and I'm already getting ready for the next anime season. So make sure you're not a stranger here so that way you guys can check the reviews on those when they come out. In the meantime, be safe, take care, and Lord willing, I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye for now.
This ain't what you want, bitch, I'm a fucking phenomenon.